viewers, and welcome back to the Southman Auto Channel. That is our 01 Honda Accord. It's got the big 3.0 V6 in it. Money lights on, came in for inspection. Fellow wants me to check that out. We're going to grab the ADS 625, our new tool from Bosch. See what's going on with it. Pretty sure I already know what's up. We'll double check it and see what we find. So there's our two codes that are in it, 141 and the 401. Pretty classic Honda code right there, the 401. I do see it has a brand spanking new EGR valve, or one that's not that old. These cars typically have plugged EGR ports. Super common. As a matter of fact, they have a service bulletin on it. We're going to pop right into the factory data on this scan tool, built in on this scan tool, which is a fantastic little feature. Automatically adds all your vehicle information for you. So we will come up in here. Oh, it's actually on top of the list even. We'll just click that. Like I say, it's a super common code. They do have a service bulletin. We'll pop open that bulletin. It usually just involves pulling the intake, cleaning up EGR ports. They have a special tube you can buy and stick in there. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get a copy of this to throw up on the screen for you. Yeah, install an EGR pipe kit. I've never done that. I always, because they last years. I mean, usually I only end up doing this once or maybe twice in the whole life of the car. And they want you to drill out the intake and install this pipe kit and stuff. I usually just pull the intake, waller out all the gobbledygook in there, and go for it. So yeah, this is where they plug up. If you pull the intake off, flip it upside down, you got your two bolt holes there, and then your EGR port right there in the dead center, and it goes down towards the throttle body. Just clean all the garbage out of it. So I'll see if I can find a copy of this for you. Alright, so what I usually do to test these, it's my habit, we'll grab the power probe, because there are no bidirectional tests with it. I grab the power probe, we open up the EGR valve. The EGR valve should, or when the EGR is open, the engine should stall. It shouldn't, stumble or run just a little bit rough. It'll just cut the engine right off. I like to pop in here though and see if we can see the EGR valve position and make sure that's realistic. I think they're bolt and a half, something like that, when they're closed. We could look up that spec for sure if we wanted to. EGR valve lift, that's all we want to see. Okay, at 1.2 volts, it seems pretty realistic. Come over to the car here, I'm going to unplug it. It should go open circuited. We got, yeah, so 0.02 volts, I'm okay with that. Alright, and then done enough of these. I know it's the red and black wire on there, pink and black, but if we wanted to, I'm always clicking the wrong button. The scan tool has built-in wiring diagrams, so we could actually just pop in there, we could find our diagram. So our EGR valve on this is going to be, a power and a ground to open it. It's going to, duty cycle it, and then it's going to have a 3-wire 5-volt position sensor on it, it's like a throttle position. So we'll see if we can find this little guy in the wiring diagrams here. That way we're all on the same page. We got coils, injectors. Doesn't look like it's on that page. It's always on the last page, no matter what you're looking for. TDC. Well, there's our oxygen sensor. That's something else we're going to have to go after. That one there, but that'll be easy because that'll be the 2 black wires for the heater circuit. Let's see, I'm not seeing EGR, and indeed it will be on the last page. Always is, never fails. There she is, all the way at the bottom. Alright. So here is our EGR valve down there. This is all we're interested in. Power and the ground, we're going to unplug it. Start the engine, use the power probe, make sure the valve opens. They usually make a pretty distinct sound when they open. Engine should stall. If it doesn't, then we can only assume that either A, the EGR valve isn't really opening, or B, the ports are plugged. So we got our power probe out here. If we had bidirectional controls, we could bypass all this and do it sitting in the seat. So we got the pink and black wire on the bottom. Alright, so we'll just set that out of the side. I'm going to take the power probe. We're going to hook a ground over on the ground side. Make sure you're just getting one terminal, okay? That looks good. I got the buzzer turned off. So technically we should hear this thing clicking as it opens and closes. Okay, it sounds like it's opening and closing just fine. We can hear it snapping. You can actually look down and see the shaft on it if you wanted to make sure it's popping open. And like I say, that is a relatively new EGR. Let me go ahead and start it. Like I say, when we open it, the engine should just stall immediately. So that's when the EGR valve closed. That's open. Absolutely no change whatsoever. Alright, I'm going to make the call on that. Come down, I was going to show you guys how to test that heater circuit. The O2 wire here, I just looked up. And it's got the two black wires, those are two heater wires. The one on the top right, the pin was pulled right out of it. I just unhooked the connector and clicked it back together. O2 heater has 14 ohms of resistance in it, so not really worth looking at. And besides, this car is going to be heading to the scrap heap. The whole top part of the subframe here is rotted right out. You can stick your finger right through it. So there's your junk. Get you up there where you can see it. Let's see here. So hopefully you guys can see that. Typical New York rot. You can see right through the subframe. Nobody in their right mind is going to fix a 18-year-old Honda in New York. So that's it, folks. Going to call it quits on this one. Front subframe's rotted out. You know, it is what it is. I'll see what he wants to do with it. It's got a bunch of other things that are going to fail too. Hopefully that helps you determine, you know, if you have a P0401, how you can go about testing it. Now, you don't need a power probe. You can actually just, you know, power and ground, jump your EGR valve open. Like I say, it should stall immediately. So hopefully that kind of gives you a little insight on that. Gonna keep moving. Got a bunch of stuff to do today. You guys move on down to the description box or the comment box, one directly below that. Leave your questions, comments, criticisms, concerns down there. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.